You better move fast. You cannot outrun the You Run podcast has begun.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Scott and I'm your host today, and every other day as I bring you news, reviews and my opinion in the world of horror. Today I'm taking a look at 2026's The Bride. I'm going to be looking at what I liked and what I didn't like about the movie. I'm also going to be diving into why this failed so miserably, much to the shock of Warner Brothers, I'm sure, and even more so a shock to me, as it was only a few months ago that I tipped this to be one of the biggest movies of the year and one of the best movies of the year. And it wasn't on one of those counts, but it was on the other. But before I get into all of that, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I drop new videos. If you like horror movie deep dives, if you like reviews, if you like news, anything in the world of horror, you're probably going to like a good chunk of what we do here on the channel. So it's worth hitting that subscribe button.
Bride of Frankenstein.
So The Bride came out early March this year, and I expected it to be welcomed with rapturous applause. I expected literally critics to fall at their feet and go, this is the greatest thing ever. I expected audiences to flock to this in their droves and this make a ton of money. I thought this was going to make $200-300 million. I thought this was going to be a ginormous horror movie release with the cast that it had, with the director that it had, with the studio that was behind it and the money that went into it. I was convinced this could not fail, especially with the marketing campaign this had. Like, this is everywhere. Everywhere you look on social media, there is an advert for The Bride. Like, if you go on Instagram, you can't scroll more than 6 or 7 posts without seeing an advert for The Bride. There's TV spots, there's buses, there's posters. Like, it is everywhere. And it just flopped. Like, no one came to see this movie. And I'm not entirely sure why. Because when you look at the reviews, the vast majority of the reviews are giving this high scores. It has a 74% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't really value Rotten Tomatoes score, but it's a good way to get a general audience overview. The 74%, that's above average. But yeah, no one went to see it. And I've kind of tried to pinpoint why people didn't go to see it. I think the first reason is Scream 7.
Oh, that's so cool. It's a motion detector.
Scream 7 is a huge movie, whether people like that or not. Like, it is. It's a massive movie. And at the release of The Bride, Scream 7 was still doing big box office numbers and drawing in big crowds. And a lot of those crowds that went to see Scream 7 probably should have gone to see The Bride. I think it's a poor decision by Warner Brothers to place this in that part of the year. To put The Bride, 2 and a bit weeks out of Scream 7 is insanity. Like, that makes no sense at all. You have an art house style horror movie that normally struggle box office wise. They struggle to hit numbers unless they're in a very unique, very empty window. And they put it in against what is probably going to be one of the biggest box office smashes of the year. And I don't think it helped. I think it damaged it drastically. You also have the element here of people reading reviews early. So The Bride is a movie that I think you need to go into blind, which is when you see the trailers, they don't give a whole hell of a lot of information. And I think that's really important for this. And anyone who went and read reviews online, as soon as they saw a couple of the twists, would either go, oh, that's not what I expected. I don't know if that's for me. Or they'd have gone, well, I know everything now. I don't need to go and see it because it is this art house style horror movie. And maybe it's not my cup of tea. And it's such a shame. It genuinely is such a shame. Like I said, I predicted this to be one of the biggest movies of the year. And I was wrong. Like, hands up. I can't deny it. This is one of the biggest box office bombs we've seen in years, if not a decade. It's that bad a bomb. Over $100 million, and they've made back pittance, not even broken even. But I do stand by what I said, that I thought this was going to be one of the best movies of the year. And it is. For me, this is one of the best movies of the year because it took a story, The Bride of Frankenstein, and it gave it a twist, and it made it something new and unique that I have never seen before, and I didn't expect what I got in this movie. It has incredible performances, like across the board. Everyone in this movie is mwah, chef's kiss. There's not a single actor or actress in this movie who under-delivers. The direction is fabulous. All of the shots they use, all of the color palettes, everything works for me. It's just such a well-made movie. And the story itself, I think, is fantastic. I am going to give spoilers in this part. If you have not seen the movie and you don't want it spoiled, please make sure you go, save this video and come back and watch later. So the bride follows Frank. He is actually Frankenstein in this as well, not Frankenstein's monster. So it follows Frank, and Frank is lonely, and Frank is depressed, and Frank wants a companion. So Frank travels to Chicago in the 1930s and seeks out a doctor to make him one. And this is where we end up with Ida, a recently deceased woman who is resurrected as the bride. Now, there's a twist to this that I did not see coming, and man, it caught me so off guard. So not only is she a resurrected corpse in the same way that Frankenstein is, she is possessed by the spirit of Mary Shelley. Yeah, actually, Mary Shelley is in the person who writes. It's such a like, oh, right, okay. And then you get this narration where Mary Shelley kind of like over narrates the actions and the what's going on with the bride, and it's a really surreal thing, but I really enjoyed it. It does feel like it's a little bit detached from the main story of the movie, and maybe it was a later like writing decision to insert that in, but I quite like it. I think it's so different. I've never seen anything like it before, and props to the writers and to Maggie Gyllenhaal for going, yeah, fuck it, let's do something no one's had before and see if it works. And for me, well done, it did. It really, really did work. The plot itself is a very basic, and I'm going to say it, blatantly stolen plot. So the bride and Frank have an altercation in an alleyway. The bride is attacked. Between the bride and Frankenstein, they kill some people. And on the back of this, they go on the run. And then what we get from there on out is Bonnie and Clyde, but with Universal monsters, which again, I'm not mad at it. Like, that's a good thing. A Bonnie and Clyde story with Universal monsters where they go on this crime spree as they're chased. It works. I thought it was fabulous. I think a lot of the dialogue in this movie is very, very good. I think the dynamic between Frank and the bride is fabulous. Frank is expecting like the little wife, and he does not get that at all. He gets, sorry, you made me to be yours. No. I'm my own fucking woman. I do my own thing. Like, if we're going to get on, we'll get on. If we don't, like, fuck you. And I really like that. I love the fact we have a strong female character who honestly leads this and steals the show, which over an actor like Christian Bale is fucking hard to do. That man is phenomenal. In every single role he's been in, he gives 110%. And for the first time ever, he is outshone in every single scene. Every single scene he is in, he is outshone by the bride. It's just fabulous. I'm really curious what everyone else thinks of this, if you've been to see it, because the box office numbers would tell me you probably haven't. But let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this movie. Did you like the fact they'd done this kind of Mary Shelley soul narration, or did you find that really off-putting? Do you like all of the concepts and themes? Because there's lots of concepts and themes here that are very stitched together. They're not as cohesive as I'd like them to be, but there's lots of good ideas that come together and they kind of all work, but it is a very disjointed experience. And I don't find that bad. For me personally, I really like this kind of, you've got a lot going on and it's quite choppy, and it's like there's lots of themes and ideas that kind of all kind of mesh together, but they kind of don't. And if I'm honest, it feels like a very stitched together movie. And for me, that's kind of like a full-on metaphor for the stitched together bride and the stitched together Frankenstein. But let me know what you think. Drop in the comments down below. Make sure you subscribe and you follow. Subscribe and follow. No, make sure you subscribe and you hit the notification bell. And hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
You can't